All right, guys, so in this video, I'm going to be showing you how I made just over $500 in just under 1 hour. So this isn't clickbait. This is a genuine strategy that you guys could use. So just bear with me as we go through the video. Just up first, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you find this video useful, of course, hit the like button. And if you want to engage with me directly, follow me on Twitter at DarrenTheDegen. That's where I put all of my crypto and NFT calls. So getting straight into the video, how did I make $500 in about an hour? Well, actually the process is really straightforward. And I've done this on numerous occasions over the past few weeks, not so much in the past week or two as the NFT market has been super quiet. But certainly when things were a bit hotter, I was doing this quite often and I was making some very good returns. So let me go back until the end of February. So we're at the end of March at the moment. So around about a month ago. Actually, let me go into ERC721 tokens so we can just focus on NFTs. And I was actually trading, it's not there, let me go on to the next page. I was actually trading the Johnny Depp. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but he did his own NFT. So let me say, there we go. Never Fear the Truth, I think he called it. Yeah, Never Fear the Truth. So let me open up these two transactions and we can go through what happened and I'll show you guys how I made that money that I mentioned in the thumbnail. So you can see here, the time was around 6:19 or around 6:20 in the evening on February the 24th. And I purchased this NFT, where if we come down here, for 0.645 Ethereum, which at the time was around $1,675, and I paid around $26 in gas. So I paid about $1,700 in total for the NFT, including gas. Then if we skip forward in the transaction log, approximately 1 hour later, so 7:19 on the 24th of February, I then sold it for 0.9 Ethereum, which is $2,338. And the transaction fee, I didn't pay that. That would have been paid by the buyer. But I would have lost, I think the royalty was 5% plus another 2.5% to Opensea. So there was still a decent amount of profit left in it after that trade. So I bought it for 0.645 Ethereum and sold it for 0.9 Ethereum in just pretty much bang on an hour, really. So how did I do this? Why did I make this trade? Why did I decide to invest in a Johnny Depp NFT? Well, the method that we're using in this video, or the method that I've been using to make these trades, is called arbitrage. So what is arbitrage? Arbitrage is a simultaneous purchase and sale of the same asset in different markets in order to profit from tiny differences in the asset's listed price. Now, it's not exactly simultaneous, but it's pretty close. So the NFT marketplaces have started to fragment a little bit. So most of us are familiar with Opensea, and to be honest, most people in the NFT space will also be familiar with Looksrare and with X2Y2 as well. There we go, it's loaded up now. So you can see these Johnny Depp NFTs are being sold in 3 different places. Now what can happen is usually all of a sudden a project will get a spike in volume, a spike in sales, and the floor prices will vary between the different marketplaces. Now, for the most part, Opensea is usually the cheapest, as that is where there is the most volume and activity going on. But when there are sudden spikes, what can happen is the floor price picks up on Opensea, but the floor price doesn't pick up as quickly on Looksrare or X2Y2. So sometimes you can pick up these NFTs for cheaper on these marketplaces. Now, at the moment, this is working in reverse. You can see on X2Y2, the floor price is 0.7 ETH, and on Looksrare, where are we, 0.49, and on Opensea, it's 0.31, mainly because all the hype behind this project has died down. But certainly if a project gets a sudden spike in volume, this can work in reverse, and you can snipe a cheaper version off the floor on either Looksrare or on X2Y2, and then quickly flip it on Opensea. And that is exactly what I did, and I've done this multiple times. And we're also seeing this opportunity start to open up with Solana NFTs as well, because what is happening is Magic Eden is the main marketplace on Solana, whereas Solana Art was the original marketplace. So any old project which all of a sudden get a spike in volume, sometimes you can scrape some really cheap ones off the floor on Solana Art and flip them for a quick profit on Magic Eden. So this arbitrage method with NFTs is really good. It's not so helpful at the moment as the market is less active, but when things do start to pick back up, I think there's going to be more arbitrage opportunities, providing you're using the right tools, of course. Now, there are a number of tools you can use. The one I use, and I've showed you in previous videos, is NFT Nerds. As I mentioned before, I am not affiliated with these guys in any ways. They gave me a couple of subscriptions a week or two back to give away on Twitter. So if you are interested in that sort of thing, make sure you follow me on Twitter, as that's where I'll do all of my giveaways for things like NFT Nerds and whitelist slots. But I'll talk you through how I did it on here. So if I just pop in the contract address for this NFT, what you'll see is it shows me all of the real world data. So I could see what stuff is being listed at the moment. So if I go back to maybe 30 days ago, I think it was this spike here. I probably traded. Actually, no, it wasn't. It had been a bit further back. That's on the 3rd of March. Let me go to the summary tab and put this back to 60 days, and we'll see if we can find it. 24th of February. So yeah, this is the spike that I rode. So how did I know the spike was taking place? What I generally do with this tool is sit in the trending section, and I'll put it down to 15-minute tab, and then I'll wait to see what NFTs all of a sudden are seeing a huge amount of volume. If you put it on the 1 hour or 4 hour, sometimes you don't catch the early spikes, but if you've got it on the 15-minute or less, sometimes a 5-minute, you'll see the early spike in sales. Now, you do have to be very careful of this, as sometimes an old NFT will spike, but it's just one person buying up multiple NFTs. So when that happens, you have to be very careful to make sure you don't jump in and buy one off the floor on one of the other marketplaces, only to be caught out by there being no liquidity, and actually there's no other buyers at the moment who want to buy that NFT. Let me just take a quick look through here and I'll see if I can find a recent example. So this NFT project, Lil Pudgies, has a good example of what I was talking about. You can see over the past week or so, there's been very little activity, very few purchases. But today we've had this spike. So let me go to the summary tab and I'll put this into the 1-day view to give you a bit more detail. You can see here around about 3 p.m. today, so about an hour ago, we got this sudden spike. But you can see they're all in a dead straight line. Now, there has been a little bit of activity afterwards, but this is a sort of setup that often catches people out. They'll see the spike, they'll see that the floor price on Opensea jumps up a bit, and then they'll go into Looksrare or X2Y2 and buy one below the floor price, hoping for a quick flip. But then the activity dries up, there's no volume, and they end up becoming a bag holder, or they have to sell a loss and be very patient to get some of their money back. So when it happens, go through here and see what's actually going on. See if it's individuals buying it, which is what you're seeing here. If you see these type of gems here where someone's buying in bulk, you can see this is using, I think, gem XYZ to buy in bulk. Or if we go down a bit further, I think the ones that happened a while back were also with gem XYZ. And I think here, again, this was using Genie Swap. So we can see there's a couple of people come on and done bulk purchases. There may be 1 or 2 people, exactly what I was talking about. So someone has seen this volume activity here from someone doing a bulk buy at the same time. They've gone on to Looksrare and scraped a cheap one off the floor. But then there hasn't really been much more activity. Okay, someone else did come in and do a bulk buy afterwards, but you have to be super, super careful. And someone here, again, buying cheap on Looksrare might be sitting on a load of NFTs that are struggling to sell because people are bulk buying, but there isn't that much liquidity or volume going on in this particular NFT at the moment. So always be careful of that. Whenever you see the floor price suddenly shoot up and there's that arbitrage opportunity, check in to see what the activity is like. If you see something like this, be very, very careful. You don't get caught out and end up becoming a bag holder. So I hope you guys have found this video useful, seeing the strategy that I used to make over $500 in 1 hour. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you could hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. And if you want to engage with me, follow me on Twitter @DarrenTheDegen, and I'll see you guys in the next video.